Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be working on one final piece that's going to be going on the rear end of Wiley. I've had this car for about 2 years now, and the part that we're about to put on is one that I've been kind of looking at pretty much almost since I got the car. So from the factory, this car does have a spoiler, obviously, as you guys can see. It's fairly small, not very prominent whatsoever, and I kind of wanted to change that up a little bit. Now, when you start talking about spoilers, most people start thinking of the big wings and all that type of crazy stuff, but that's really not what we're going for here today. I just wanted to go with something that looks stock, but is a little bigger than stock and kind of just sets off the back end a little bit. So I'll show you guys what we got. So this right here is the MMD V series. As you guys can see, there is 3M sticky tape on the back of there, but it really has the same profile as the factory spoiler. It's just, I don't know, at least twice as wide anyway. So I think it's gonna look a lot better. So in order to install this new spoiler, we're gonna take the new one off, obviously, first. Depending if you guys watched my video where we replaced this rear deck lid, you might remember how all this stuff kind of comes apart, but obviously we got to open up the trunk first. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and remove these rubber stoppers here on the edge. Just throw them in the trunk for now. That's going to expose the 10mm nuts that hold on the spoiler underneath there. We'll just pull those out. Then we're going to have to take off this portion, this carpeted interior piece. So we'll pull out these two rubber stoppers as well. I guess these aren't really stoppers, but these just twist and screw out, kind of sort of threaded. And then these, you just kind of got to get a finger underneath and pull them right out of there. So I'll unscrew those two, and that just kind of comes off. Came off pretty easy because I've already had it off on this car before. And then I have to get a trim tool or flathead screwdriver or something to get in here. And there's quite a few plastic pins. I'm just going to go ahead and take this whole carpeted piece off. It'll make it a little easier. You can probably get away with just taking out these two and then these two. Depends what you want to do. Now the tool I use to get these plastic pins out just looks like this. You can pick it up from pretty much any auto parts store for just a couple bucks. They're super cheap. But we'll just grab that. I like using it better than a flathead screwdriver because it does not tear up the pins nearly as bad as a screwdriver does. Kind of helps them stay a little more not deformed like you'd get when you're prying up on just an edge with a screwdriver. Now all the pins are out. This is just going to kind of hang there. Go ahead and pull out that emergency trunk release. Then you can just kind of pull that off and set it down inside the trunk, wherever you want to put it. So inside the trunk of the car, you've got two 10mm nuts there. Those are going to be super easy to get out. Don't really have to worry about dropping them. These two here on the edges, one here, and then the other one over here. Probably need to use a magnet as you pull those out because I can definitely see them falling inside the trunk lid and being an absolute nightmare to get out. Something I was thinking about right after I got done basically saying to use a magnet is, if you guys are a little smarter than me, you probably already thought of it, but if you kind of tilt the trunk down, you'll kind of give it some natural gravity to help yourself as you take these out. And it can just kind of rest inside your socket. You don't have to really worry about dropping it inside the trunk. That's my idea anyway. Who knows, I'll probably end up losing it somehow, but at this point, go ahead and shut the trunk again, because now it is heat gun time. In just a couple minutes, guys, we did get this edge to kind of pop up. Definitely some glue there, but as you start getting one edge up, it'll be easier to kind of work your heat gun along the backside, and you can kind of watch it come up as you go along it. Just kind of keep some upwards pressure on it. Don't have to absolutely go to town on it, but keep some upward pressure on it so it allows that glue to really pop free as soon as it heats up enough to let go. All right, well that's off. All right guys, so we got the two spoilers sitting side by side. Obviously that's the factory one there on the right, and then we got the new MMD V series on the left. I will say this color matching looks absolutely amazing. American Muscle does this in-house from what their website says, and I will say they did a very good job on it. It is identically matched. And you can kind of see now what I was saying about how these spoilers are pretty much identically shaped. The MMD is just obviously a lot bigger. So next thing we got to do is get this whole surface cleaned up. You can see there's still some of the factory sticky tape on there, and obviously a lot of dirt on the surface of this car. So we're gonna get that all cleaned up and get the rest of this tape off and prepped for the new spoiler. So it took me right around an hour to get all that old material off, guys. I didn't record it for you because you really might as well watch paint dry at that point. But just take your heat gun, take some adhesive remover, use microfiber towel, get all that old material off because you have to have a clean surface for this new double-sided sticky tape on your new spoiler to stick to. Otherwise it's not going to turn out probably well, and you may have some higher spots and it's just probably not going to look right. So once you get all that done, then you're going to want to take a microfiber towel, put some isopropyl alcohol on it, and wipe down the whole surface so you get any grease, any contaminants, anything that might be riding on the surface of your paint and cause interference with your new stuff sticking. So I do find this weird. On their website, it was saying you were going to be screwing this back into place. However, there is nowhere to screw anything to on this thing, which is pretty odd. It looks like it's just all going to be held on with polyurethane all throughout this channel here. You can see on either edge, and then you got the double-sided sticky tape. So that's a little interesting, but I guess it is what it is. Honestly, guys, this is not at all what I was expecting when I initially purchased this spoiler, and I'm a little disappointed in how they have it for you to install. I really think they should have stuck with the sticky tape and actual screw-in method, but whatever, I guess. Alright guys, so we do have the spoiler fully in place now. It's all glued, sticky taped, whatever you want to call it, down. And you just basically apply pressure all along it and get it to kind of hold in there. As far as under the trunk goes, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's absolutely no way to get a screw in there anymore. Same thing within here. No material to tie into, and nothing there either. Really weird because in all the videos from American Muscle, they showed it being screwed back in, showed nothing to do with any polyurethane, but here we are. I like the way the thing looks, but I cannot say I am happy with how they have you install it whatsoever. Not good. Could have been done with the screws and it would have done way better, but there you guys go. Kind of a side profile there. Looks pretty good. Definitely way more prominent than the factory spoiler. So that's going to wrap up this video for the MMD V-Series spoiler, guys. Honestly, it turned into more of a review than an actual install video, I think, because it was kind of frustrating to install, and personally, it probably wouldn't even go with this thing again. I would find a different brand that makes something similar looking, because I do like the way the duckbill looks, but I don't think I would go with an MMD ever again. Don't know if they just changed up manufacturing recently or something, but the way this installed, not a fan at all. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Feel free to drop a comment if you got any questions. Other than that, we'll catch you guys here soon because we got a lot more upgrades that we're going to be doing to the car. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you later.